10. Okay. No. Let's print this. Okay. 17. I forgot the order. Okay. 11. Hmm. So once you completed this particular F, once we completed this particular F, okay, one will be added automatically and the pattern, okay, repeated. Okay, 0, then 1. Okay, that means, okay, 16 is 1, I mean 1 0, 17 is 1 1, and 18 is 1 2.
1, 2.
Okay, the numbers will be repeated in this manner. Okay, 1 3. Okay, 20 means 1 4. Okay, the numbers will be repeated in the manner. Okay, so here you have to change the carry bit for the, I mean, after every 16 characters. Okay, like if you write a 32 here, okay, let's see what will happen for 32. 20, because okay, after completion of the 32 characters you have to write, okay, 2 in the carry so here we wrote 1 in the carry, so in the place of 1 you can write 2. Okay, if you write a 33, okay, the output will be 21, because the second digit will repeat second digit will be repeated. Okay, as similar to that, okay, the numbers got printed. Okay, so most of the people knows about this hexadecimal number system. Okay, so conversion of integer into the hexadecimal number system, we have a hexa string method in Java. That is, one part of string methods, I think.
But it is only
Okay,
convert integer into hexa string.
yeah, you can convert short also, short or byte.
Okay. Okay.
Then I think you have to write byte character here, I think. Mm, to hexa method, byte should be undefined. Okay. Maybe it is works on integer. Let's work with here I'm mentioning integer again. Okay, let's check whether it is working or not. Yes, it is working. But integer data hexa string is a method name. Okay, it is working for byte also, but it won't work for the float, I think so. So we have to write the double in the place of float. Okay, I'm passing 11.0. Okay, so here we are getting the errors. Okay, you cannot plot 14 point values. You can pass byte, you can pass integer, you can pass, long also. Okay, you can convert any number. Okay,
Okay.
guys, is this okay? Clear? Ketan, who asked this question?
Yes, sir.
Ketan. Okay. Why you guys are getting same doubt? Is a part of, exam. Ketan.
No, sir, we saw this question on internet and we got confused. That's
Okay, in the end test. Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Just ask me something. Otherwise, I will start JUnit. Okay, so we'll do one thing, Today we'll discuss the theory. Okay, is that okay? So we'll discuss the
yes,
theory
sir.
for 1 hour. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So let's discuss the theory of, public class operator example. What is this? Okay, shift operators. Hmm. Shift operators, I think you are aware of that, . We have left shift, right shift. Okay. Can you please this? Okay. The right shift. Okay. Okay. So actually, okay, the triple shift adds the parity bit, I think so. Triple shift gives you the parity bit. Double shift working on the, so if you have a number, na, so uh, how can I explain this? Mm, okay, so first let me comes from the basic thing. Okay, let's discuss the shift operator, then we can discuss the triple shift. Okay, so first if you write something, so left shift is about the multiplication and right shift is about the division, I think so. Let's change this into the integer. Okay. I'm writing it as a 5, okay? And I'm directly printing E right shift 5, okay? Sorry, left shift 5. And you will have 160. No, no, no. How this is going on? I forgot the use case. I forgot the use case of left shift and right shift, man. Okay. Left shift and left shift. And we have, yes, we have a triple right shift, and this will be for the parity bit. Left sheet is about if you write something, uh, here you have to multiply the values in the left shift, but coming to the right shift, you have to division the values or vice versa. Mm, okay, let's go to the documentation. Actually, I forgot. Left shift in Oracle doc Java. Hey, hey, saying no, this is not the one. Bitwise and operator. We all, I think we discussed about the bitwise operators, na? And operator, shift operator is shifts a bit pattern to the left and signed. No, this is too complicated. This is not the thing. We can do this very. Okay, let's understand. Okay, 3. Okay, so sorry, 2. Okay, what is the binary number for 2? 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, this is the binary number for 2, right? So if you use the left shift, okay, that means we are okay changing the bits. Okay, so you have to change the to this particular one. We have to change, okay, two shifts. That means we have to change two positions of this particular thing. So that means 1 0 0, which is a resultant of 8. Okay, I think it would return 8 for 2. Left shift 2. So we got 8. Okay. So if you mention 3 here, okay, if you mention 3 here, okay, so we'll get 16 because, so you have to add another 0 here. That means which is resultant in 16. Okay. So coming to the right shift, mm, to right shift. Okay. So 001010. If you right shift this thing, we have 0 1. Right shift to, I think the output will be 0 because, okay, let's do something 3. Again, I think it is 0. Okay, I got it. Okay, so let's take another example here. Okay, 5, right shift. Okay, we are using 5. What is the binary number for 5? 0 1 0 1, right? So if you right shift this 5, that means, okay, your value should be 0 0 1. Okay, so I mean this will be 0 for sure, and this particular 2 or this particular 1 now, so you have to shift to the two numbers. Okay, so then it would be 0001. Okay, so if we perform, okay, so right shift 5, right shift 2, then it will result in 10 true. 5, right shift of 2. Okay, which will result in and 1. Yes. Okay, as similar to this. Okay, if you perform 5, actually this is the, working with the binary numbers. So if you have 5 now, so if you perform, okay, left shift with 3, so you have to change, okay, 3 positions of the 5 value. Okay, that basically the 5 number is 1, sorry, 0101 now. So we have to change, okay, 3, I mean 3 places for the ones. Okay, so that means, so first it will print 1, okay, then 1, so we have to print another 2. Okay, obviously another one. So now we have to convert this particular number, okay, this particular number into the integer value. So you have some value. I don't want to convert. If you perform with a 3, okay, we have a 40. Okay, let's convert this number into the, okay, integer value. 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5. Okay, so this is what we have, and let's write the numbers from the left. 0 0 0 1 0 1. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, we are shifting the 5, I mean, numbers for three different places now. So that's why we have this number, and we are converting this number into the, okay, integer. Okay, so what is the 2 power 3? 2 power 3 means 2 cube, that means 8. Okay, so it means 8, and 2 power 4 obviously 0 to, I mean, and here, okay, here, okay, so we have to discuss 2 power 5. Okay, 8, I mean 2 power 3, that means, actually it is an 8, right? And 2 power 4, that means 16, and 2 power 5, that means 32. Okay, so 32. So you can add the numbers. Okay, 32 plus 8, we got 40. Okay, if we right shift, if we left shift 5 for 3 positions, okay, we got 40. Here we have 40. Okay, we have 40. Okay, so this is a, actually this is a bit complex to understand and everything, right? So like, So 5%, I mean 5 left shift 3, that means you can write this particular thing. Okay, this is a actually one hack. Okay, this is one hack. Okay, so so 5 na, so you have to multiply 5, okay, with 2 power 3. Okay, you have to multiply, okay, 2 power 3. Actually 2 power 3 is 8. Okay, 2 power 3 is 8. So 5 into 8, you have 40. Okay, for example, if you write left shift 4, okay, 5 left shift 4, okay, that means you have to multiply 5 with 2 power 4. What is the value of this? 2 power 4, that means 16. Okay, so 5, that means how much? 16 5 is 90.
80.
80 or 90?
80.
Hey, 5 into 16 da?
80.
80.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 4 na? Okay, you have 80. Okay, you can do this. But if you right shift this thing na, so 5 left shift 3. Okay, sorry, right shift 3, that means you can divide the numbers. Okay, 5 divided by 2 power 3. Okay, actually these are the hacks. Okay, you can do this very easily. Okay, 5 right shift, I mean 2 power 8, that means okay, you will definitely have a 0. Okay, see, we have 3 na, we have 5. I am right shifting to 3. Okay, so I think it would be 0 0. Okay, let's write something else. 8. Okay, right shift 2, that means we have to, okay, divide 8 with 2 power 2. Okay, that means, okay, so it is a 4 and you will get a 2, right? You have to change that. 8. Okay, so you are right shifting 2, then you will have 2. Okay, you can do this particular thing by converting the, okay, 8 into the binary format and everything. Okay, so in the both ways you will have the same answer. Okay, so generally 100, this is the 8, right? 240, 241, 243, this is 0100, right? So here we are right shifting to 2, right? That's it now. How can, yeah. So this is 1000. 1000 is the binary number of 8. Okay, and we are right shifting with 2. Okay, we are right shifting with 2, that means we have to change the positions with two numbers. Okay, 010. Okay, so what is the number for 010? We have a 2, and in the both the cases you will have the same answer. Okay, if you right shift with 3, you will have 1. Okay, see, I'm right shifting with 3. Okay, you will definitely have a 1. 1. Okay, so if you right shift with 3, that means, okay, it will be in this position and the number will be 1. Okay, so if you right shift with the 3 here, okay, 2 power 3, that means 8. 8 by 8, that means 1. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, so actually you have to, okay, if you want to understand the left shift and the right shift, okay, if you want to understand the left shift and right shift, you have to, okay, you have to do this by converting the numbers into the binary number. But okay, it would take some time, but the easiest way to do this, the easiest way to do this is, so if you want to perform left operation, okay, you can multiply n. Okay, you can multiply n with 2 into 2 power, sorry, 2 power that particular value. Okay, if you are right shift, I mean if you are left shifting with 3, okay, you can write 2 power 3. If you are left shifting with 4, you can write 2 power 4. Okay, you can do this. Okay, if you are performing right shift, that means you have to, okay, divide this particular number with 2 power 3 value or 2 power 4 value. Okay, so here I'm here I'm right shifting with 4. Okay, if you want to right shift, you have to divide. If you want to right shift, sorry, left shift, you have to multiply. That's what I told you. Actually, this is the one easiest way to do. But the actual process is you have to write the, okay, you have to shift the numbers. Okay, you have to shift the numbers with some positions. Okay, so if you use, right shift with 2, okay, you have to change the position of the one with 2. Okay, you have to do. Okay, but if you perform, 3 digit, that means, if you perform 3 right shift, be different. Okay. If you use this particular thing, okay, you have to add a parity bit, that means a sign bit. How can you, mm, I forgot to give the example for this. Okay, actually, let's understand what is this. 8. Okay, I'm right shifting with 2. This means you will have something 2. Here you have to change the parity. Okay, if you have a minus value, you will have a something different. So here I'm giving minus. Okay, so actually plus 8, we are getting the one, right? Now we are having minus 8. I think the answer will be different. Okay, I think this is because of the parity bit. If you use a minus value, if you use a negative sign, okay, then uh, you have to do it a reverse manner. I think so. I'm not sure about this right? Right shift. Yeah, it is having the same thing now. Yeah, this is the unsigned right shift operator. Shifts a 0 to the leftmost position, while leftmost position depend upon the sign extension. Okay, leftmost position and the right shift operator shifts 0 into the leftmost position. That means, mm, okay, we can have the difference. Okay, for example, we have two numbers, int b equal to -8, int c equal to +8. Okay, c. Okay, now see, in the first we have a 1. Okay, because it is a positive. Okay, here we have a negative value, so that's why the parity bits are completely changed. Now we have 2 and you have something else. But how we are getting these values? But if you have a only left shift here, that means, hmm, if you use okay, if you are using same left shift, I mean right shift and left shift, okay, there is a no difference. Okay, but if you use a triple shift here, okay, so there is a change in the parity bit. Okay, that means you will have a difference while you are using the negative values only. Okay, so I think we have to know about the two's complement and everything. Mm, okay, so I will explain this thing in the next class. Okay, so I have to check with the triple right shift. Okay. So basically, I think you got it right. You got it. These two, left shift and right shift. When you are performing left shift, you have to, okay, multiply the value with two powers. Okay, when you are right shifting, you have to divide the values. Okay, this will be the easiest process. But if you want to know the actual process, you have to convert the numbers like this. Okay, you have to convert the numbers and you will have an answer at the end. But if you perform the same operation with these things, with these techniques, okay, you will have an actual value. But when you are using a triple right shift, okay, if you are using the positive values, okay, there is a no change. Okay, it will be same as the right shift only. But when you are using the negative values, okay, so he said something, no? The leftmost parity bit is changing. So that's why there is a dilemma for me. Okay, how we are getting the, I mean, the value and all. Okay, so I will explain this thing. Okay, so right shift with negative values. Okay, if we are having a -8, that means -8 right shift 2. That means we are having a something different values now. So I will explain this. Okay, in the next class. Okay, so I have to check with it. How we are getting some random values while running this now. See, in the second line, okay, because b is a negative number, okay, we are getting some random values. But okay, here you can see here, okay, we are using the positive value. In the first line, we are using the positive value 8. Okay, so that's why we are getting the same thing as a, okay, you are doing with the right shift. But this would be a something different. Okay, I will let you know what is the difference here. Okay, boys. So switch off the statement is incorrect. All of the object of a class are allotted memory for all the variables well defined in the class. If a function is defined in a public, it can be accessed by the object of other class by inheritance. Okay, that's a true. And the main method must be made as a public and obviously true. And D, all of the object classes are allotted memory area. Integer S. I think the answer is Ashtosh. Answer is A. When you are creating the object for a class, okay, so all the variables, all the methods we can, all the variables, including the instance variables, okay, when you are declaring the instance variables in a class, okay, those instance variables will get a memory when you are initiating the class, when you are creating a new instance for a class. Okay, that means A is also correct. I think D is probably the wrong answer. And coming to the, yeah, I think we discussed this thing now, wrapper classes. When you are working with the wrapper classes, Rahul, before explaining the collections, I think I would explain this. Did I? Actually, in the wrapper, I mean, so we have to use the integers, right? Yes, first source. Wait a minute.
Sir, will you elaborate
Yes, yes.
option B?
Hmm.
Because
Option B, yeah.
D.
Yeah.
D for dog. D option. Last one. Actually, I'm not getting it right.
Okay.
I can't understand this line.
Uh-huh.
Please.
You're not getting the D1.
Yes, sir. D.
Actually, they are saying, I mean, when you are creating the objects of a class, memory for the methods defined in the class. Okay, when you are creating the object for a class, okay, all the variables, including the instance and static variables, got initiated. Okay, so that's why A is a correct answer. Okay, A is a correct answer because, okay, instance variable got memory when you are creating the object for a class. Okay, so A is correct. Coming to the B, okay, if function is defined as a public, it can be accessed by the object of another class by using the inheritance. Obviously, it is true. In the inheritance, we are doing the same thing. And coming to the C, main method must be made as a public. Obviously, main method should be public, right? So it must be true. So A, B, C is true. So obviously the D1 is wrong. And it is completely wrong, you know. So methods of the classes initiated when you are calling the methods in the main method. Okay, if you call the method in the main, then only they got defined in the memory. Okay, if you, I mean, you can create the memory if you didn't call them. Okay, they did get a memory, na. So methods will get the memory when you are calling it in the main method. Okay, when you are not creating the object. Okay, when you are creating the objects, the variables of the class got the memory, but I mean, methods got the memory when you are calling into the main method. But here, if you are having the object of a class, the methods won't get a memory for sure. So that's why D is wrong. So they asked for the incorrect answer, na? So mark as a D.
What about the variables, sir? Variables
Yeah,
get the memory.
yeah, variables get the memory for sure. Okay, if you create the instance values, na. So actually, okay, there is a one rule, na. I think you forgotten. So you can access instance variables in the non-static methods, because instance, I mean, if you want to access a variable in the non-static method, you must create an object for it, right? Because for non-static methods, you must create an object. But if you use a instance values in a static methods, okay, if you use instance values in a static methods, okay, it will raise an error because you are unable to create a object for the static methods. So that's why you didn't get a memory for it. Okay, so instance variables got memory when you are creating a object for the class. So that A is correct. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ashutosh. And coming to the Rahul, you are using integer and okay, what is the difference between integer and int? Okay. So actually, I mean, just revise the concept of collections. Okay, when we are using the collections, when we are using the collections, okay, we have to use a, okay, wrapper classes only in generics. We are using wrapper classes in generics. Okay, because generics expects objects. Okay, generic expect object, not a our basic, basic integer type. I mean, basic. Um, Primary data types, integer, float, they won't expect. Okay, so you have to convert these integer. Okay, you have to convert these integer into the integer. Okay, this is a wrapper class. Okay, wrapper class of integer, it would be int. The wrapper class of byte would be byte. Okay, if you want to create float as a wrapper class of float, you have to write a float. Okay, character, the wrapper class of character would be character for sure. Okay, the base, I mean, basically string is an, I mean, object type. So you cannot write anything different in the wrapper class of a string, because string is an already an object. Okay, so when you are using the generics, okay, when you are using the generics, you have to use the integers. I mean, you have to use the wrapper classes, not a basic, okay, our basic data types like int, float, char, and all. Okay, so but other than that, okay, there is a no significant difference. Okay, there is no significant difference between the in the integer. Okay. So when you are using generics, we have to use the wrapper classes. We have to create the wrapper classes. I think I would explain this when we are, when I'm explaining about the collections and everything. I think, yeah, okay. So for you, I will explain this. Okay. So assume we are having an integer b. Okay, so if you want to, okay, so if you want to convert this particular into integer, into wrapper class, okay, c equal to, you can directly assign a value. Okay, so if you print this c, okay, there won't be any difference. Okay, you will get the output as 8 only. Okay, so the wrapper class in Java, provides a mechanism to convert a primitive data types into the object data types. Okay, so here we are discussing object data types as a wrapper classes, and I think we have two types of wrapper class techniques. Okay, auto boxing and unboxing. Okay, the conversion of primitive data type into the object data type, it is known as the auto boxing. Okay, this would be known as auto boxing. Okay, but but so here I'm converting int a. Okay, I want to create a int a with wrapper class of c. Okay, so with the wrapper class of c, so here you can create something like, integer dot get value of, with a dot value of, okay, b, sorry, c. Now you can store it in the c for a. So if you print a value here, okay, it will have a same output. Okay, so assume, okay, so here we are converting, okay, a primitive, a object type of value into the basic primitive data type. Okay, so this particular thing would be known as unboxing. Okay, and here we are converting a primary, a primitive data object into the, okay, an object. So it is a auto boxing. Okay, so you will get, in the both the cases you will have a 8 for sure. Okay, there would be a no difference. Okay, c equal to 8 and a equal to 8. Okay, but you have to use these particular integer types, you particular these wrapper classes when you are using the generics. Okay, so when we are creating the basic array list and everything, na, see, array list. Okay, so you can create an array list like this actually. Okay, so here you can directly store the value. Okay, here you can directly store the value by using, al dot, sorry, al dot set or al dot add. I have so many methods here. Al dot add 5. So you can add variable 5 to the, okay, array list, and here you can add a character, a stringy type of values also. Here I am storing Bhaskar in the AL. So you can print all the values by using the for loop and everything. Okay, but here we are using the different types of values in the array list. So it is a illegal. So that's why in Java 8, I think in Java 7, okay, they introduced one new concept called generics. Okay, generics means, okay, the type of the data type that you are storing in a collection. Okay, so you have to mention the data type for your collection. So here in my collection, I'm using integers. Okay, that means, okay, I want to store integers in the array list. So that's why I have to mention the wrapper classes here. See, now I want to store only integers in the, array list EL. So that's why, it is raising an error because array list is used to store integers, but you are passing the string. Okay, so this would be a mistake. So that's why you have to remove this particular thing. Okay, but if you don't provide any generics, na, so this is illegal. Okay, if you don't provide any generics, okay, you can add an integer, you can add a character, you can add a boolean type of value, you can add any type of data type to the array list. But this won't work for same time, this won't work for all the time when you are using a generics. Okay, if you are using a generics, okay, you have to add only one type of data value in the array list. Okay, but here when you are mentioning the generics, you cannot write an integer. Okay, you cannot write a basic primitive data type. Okay, in the place of primitive data types, we have to use a wrapper classes. So the wrapper class of integer would be, sorry, int would be integer. So you have to use this. Other than that, okay, other than that, there is no significant difference between integer and int. Int is a primitive data type and integer is a wrapper class. We didn't get, till now we are not discussing serialization. That's what I told you. So we have to discuss the concurrent classes and all, Rupa. We have to discuss concurrent classes and concurrent patterns. Okay, we can discuss them after completion of the wrapper class, J unit. There you can understand the transist keyword and serialization concept. Very good, very good. Okay, okay. You will do that. Okay, as of now, just ignore it. Just mark it any answer. We will complete, the serialization, that means concurrent classes and concurrent patterns, after discussing about the J unit. Okay. Any doubts? Yes, going good. How many of you completed the end assessment in the core Java part?
Means, sir, in LMS,
Mm-hmm.
sir, I haven't done it. I'll do it.
Okay, okay, okay. But some of you are doing not, no? If you didn't get that, okay, so we can have a discussion on the queues when we are revisioning the collections. In the revision part, you will have, so we have some patches. Okay, we have some patches in the classes, no? So we can fill those patches when we are revisioning the content. Okay. I think please check whether the Friday assessment is opened or not.
Not yet, sir.
Okay, not yet open. Okay. I think Friday assessment is all about strings. I think so. I can go through it. Yeah, Friday assessment is open, man. So please check the string exception quiz is opened or not.
Yes, sir.
Opened, Sandeep. SCJP string
That is
exception
not showing
quiz.
it, sir.
No, no, no. It would. I think.
Sir, I was checking with the calendar.
Okay. Array collection is open, huh? What did I queue?
Sir, it is not showing it.
Okay, give me a minute.
Net.
Give me a minute. Which is the recent one? I don't know. SCJP string exception quiz. Actually, I gave the string concept in the group. Who is completing the every assessment every Friday? I want to know. First, are you completing every Friday assessment?
Yes,
Who
sir.
is it?
I've done it.
Okay, so that I can go through your LMS. The password is ASH123, right?
Maybe, sir, because I didn't change it. Yeah.
No, okay. You have completed this control array and okay. This is the thing. String exception handling. You have
Yes, sir. It is
completed this
open. We
one.
can do it.
String, yeah. Guys, you can find the exam with SCJP string exception quiz. You have to complete this one. Yes, today attendance I forgot. Thank you, Hemant. I have to take the attendance. Nikhil absent. Sandeep,
Present, sir.
RS, RS.
He is on leave, I think. He messaged you. But
Okay. Yogesh.
Again, sir.
Okay. Astosh,
Yes, sir. Present.
Neil, Sunil, Ketan,
Yes, sir.
Gunjan,
Present, sir.
Nishant,
Present, sir.
Amit, Amit, Ankit,
yes, sir.
Hemant,
Yes, sir.
Suras, Suras, I think present Suras, Krishna, Krishna, Nancy,
Present, sir.
Kushbu,
Present, sir.
Neetu, Neetu, are you there? Divya,
Present, sir.
Nisha absent, Nishra absent, Rahul,
Present, sir.
Sheetal absent, Priya,
Present, sir.
Rupa, Rupa,
Present, sir.
Priyanshu,
Yes, sir. Present.
Ritika, Abhishek,
Yes,
I
sir.
think present. Rika Sharma,
Present, sir.
Renu,
Present, sir.
Prashant, Prashant,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
hmm. Okay, so let's discuss something about the testing. Okay, so anybody having any idea about the testing? What is meant by testing? What we are gonna do in the testing? Testing? No? I think in your academics you must have a subject called software testing, isn't it? I think in your maybe in your final year or in your second year you must have this subject, software testing. Nobody have any. Okay. So generally, testing is a process of ensuring, okay, the process of ensuring, okay, the functionality of an software, okay, the functionality of a software or a application or anything, okay, the functionality of the software meets the requirements or not. Okay, so we have to check the functionality of an application. Okay, we have to check functionality of an application meets, okay, defined requirements by the user or not. Okay, so client have some expectations on the application, right? So we have to check whether, okay, the expectations of the client is reached by our application or not. Okay, we have to check that. Okay, we have to check all the expectations, all the requirement given by the client. Okay, whether this is by okay, whether this particular thing is achieved or not. Okay, so as a developer we are going to develop an application or a software or anything, any Android app or web app, anything. Okay, so we are going to, okay, design that, right? But after completion of the development, after completion of the design and development, okay, the tester and the quality specialist, okay, the tester and the quality specialist comes into the light. Okay, these people, the tester and the quality analyst, check for the entire code, entire application. Okay, so quality analyst checks for the outputs and everything, whether the particular, whether the particular output is coming or not. Okay, so if we provide some input, whether, okay, it is getting errors or not. Okay, so this particular quality analyst will checks for the, okay, outcomes of the project. Okay, but coming to the tester, he will check the, okay, quality of the coding that we wrote. Okay, they will check the quality of the coding. Okay, quality analyst will check for the outcome of the project. Okay, but coming to the tester, he will check the quality of the internal structure, the quantity of the code, the quality of the data structure that we are using. Okay, so he will check everything about the code part and all. Okay, so in testing we have a, okay, many types of testing. Okay, we have a different we have a different levels in the testing. Okay, we have a unit testing, we have a system testing, we have a integration testing. Okay, we have a different types of testing. Okay, but those are all the secondary thing. But initially we have two main types in the testing. Okay, two main types in the testing. Okay, so the first part is manual testing, and second one is automation testing. Manual testing and automation testing. So coming to the manual testing, okay, so when you are the, you are, assume you are the developer of the application, so you have to write some test cases. Okay, you have to write some test cases by your own. You are writing the test cases by your own, and you are executing, you are testing the, okay, application with your test cases by your own. We are not using any automated tools for that to do. Okay, so these types of testing is known as the manual testing. Okay, when you are writing the test cases by your own, when you are executing the test cases in our application by your own without using any automated tool, then that type of testing is known as the manual testing. Okay, coming to the automation testing. Okay, coming to the automation testing. So in this testing process, okay, which we use some automated tools like a Selenium, okay, Karma, Jasmine. Okay, so these are all the on different, automation testing tools. Okay, the most powerful automation testing tool in the world is, I think you heard about it, Selenium. Okay, Selenium is one of the most powerful automation testing tool. Okay, so if the tester wants to perform any testing techniques, okay, on your application, then he will use Selenium for sure. Okay, because we are developing a Java based applications, right? To check Java based applications, we have, okay, Selenium as a automation testing tool. Okay, Selenium as a automation testing tool. Coming to the examples of manual testing, we are using the JUnit, right? We are using the JUnit. JUnit is a manual testing process where you are writing your test cases by your own and you are executing the test cases by your own. We are not using any automated tools for that. Okay, so JUnit is the example for manual testing, and example for automation testing is Selenium. Okay, Selenium is the automation testing tool. Okay, so yeah, these are all the types of, main types of manual and automation techniques. Okay, but we have three main, okay, we have three main methodologies to perform testing. Okay, we have three main methodologies to perform the testing on our application. Okay, so the first methodology is black box testing. Okay, I think most of the people heard about this black box, white box, gray box testing. Do you hear about black box testing anywhere in your academics? Black box testing. No one. Yeah. Divya, do you have any idea about what is a black box testing?
Sir,
Okay, generally.
it is used for business purposes.
Okay,
Like
okay,
the bugs and errors are fine, then something
mm,
like that.
okay, okay. So generally, we have three different types of methodologies in performing the testing, right? So that is black box, white box, and gray box. Okay, black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. Okay, so coming to the first black box testing. Okay, so what I told you. Okay, what is the work of quality analyst? So the quality analyst checks for the outcomes of the project, right? Output of the project. Okay, he will give some input. Okay, so he will check for the own proper output. Okay, he didn't even touch the internal coding part. Okay, so black box testing is a technique in which we examines the functionality of a software without touching the internal coding. Okay, black box testing is a testing technique, okay, where you are testing the functionality of the software without using or touching internal coding. Okay, that is a black box. And coming to the white box technique. Okay, so the in this white box testing technique, okay, which we checks for internal coding, internal infrastructure, internal data structure, internal connection methodologies, internal service methodologies, okay, of a software by checking the quality of the code we wrote. Okay, white box testing is all about checking the quality of the code. Okay, they check for the coding part, they check for the infrastructure, they check for the service, check for the data space, they check for the connections and everything. Okay, whether we closed the connection or not, whether we closed the scanner or not. Okay, everything is matter in the white box technique. Okay, so in the white box technique, okay, they check the coding part. Okay, in the black box checking, they didn't even touch the coding part, but in the white box testing they only checks the coding part. Okay, so what is meant by the gray box? In the black box they didn't touch coding, in the white box they only touch the coding. So what is meant by gray box? So we have a black box and we have a white box. What is gray?
So where we do both things.
Yes, very good. That's it. So when you perform the white box testing and black box testing by any person, then we can name as a gray box tester. Okay, gray tester will check for the both, white box testing and black box testing. Okay, so gray box is a combination of white box testing and black box testing. That's okay. So these are all the testing methodologies that we have to learn. Okay, black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. Coming to the chain, okay, maybe, I mean, We have a different. I mean,
Sir,
I told
your
you
voice,
we have. It's not clear. Hello,
it's robotic.
Robotica. Mm, I'm having a good connection, ma, but I don't know it. Okay, is it clear now? Hello, still my voice is stuck. Really? Hello, is it
Yes,
okay
sir.
now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so coming to the okay, I mean J unit. Before discussing the J unit, we have to know what are the different phases in the testing part. What are the different phases in the testing part? Okay, so generally, okay, we have initially we have unit testing, then we have integration testing, integration testing, then we have system testing. Okay, then we have the final project testing, and we have a different sorry, we have a acceptance testing also. Okay, then we have I think stress testing. Okay, so we have a different levels in the testing phase. Okay, so we have to do, okay, as a developer, okay, as a developer we have to perform unit testing. Okay, unit testing is nothing but when you design a one particular module na, so as a developer, I mean you are not the person who developed the entire project, there is a group of developers, right? Okay, so every developer they have to check their own module, they have to test their own module they design. Okay, so when you are performing testing on the module level, okay, for example, I designed a login module, so I have to check, okay, whether login modules is working or not. Okay, I have to test them, okay, as a developer. Okay, so that's nothing but a unit testing, when you are testing the different units of your code, different units of the project. Okay, so then that particular testing is known as the unit testing. Okay, so coming to the integration testing. Okay, coming to the integration testing. Okay, you designed one module. Okay, I mean as a developer, you designed a login module. Okay, so I developed a sign up module, and someone, okay, someone from the team, okay, developed a services module. Okay, so we have a different modules now. So we have to combine. Okay, at the end of the day, we have to combine all the modules. Okay, at the end of the day, we have to combine all the modules. Okay, when you are combining the all the modules, okay, when you are combining all the modules, so you have to check whether the integration of the modules is successful or not. Okay, we have to check whether the integration of the modules is successful or not. Okay, so here we have to perform integration testing. Okay, we have to perform integration testing in this phase. Okay, so coming to the system testing. Okay, so after designing the front end and back end and database and everything, okay, after designing the front end, back end, designing and everything, okay, we have to perform the system testing. Okay, we developed one system, okay, by combining the front end, back end, database and okay, servers and everything. We designed a one particular system. So we have to check, okay, whether the system is working or not, whether the front end is communicating with the back end or not, whether the back end is storing the results in the database or not. We have to check these kinds of things. Okay, so these kinds of things we can do at the level of system testing. Okay, so coming to the acceptance testing. Okay, coming to the acceptance. Okay, so we have to check whether the applications is accepting our proper input or not. Okay, so for example, I designed a login module. So in the login module, I have to enter, okay, at least 5 characters in the username. Okay, so in the one test case, I will give the 6 characters. In the one particular test case, I will give the 3 characters. Okay, in the another thing I will give the 10 characters. In the another testing I will give the 40 characters. Okay, here, okay, so I will check the login module. Okay, how this login module is accepting our input or not. Okay, we have to check, okay, how this particular thing, how this particular system is accepting our input. Okay, so that is the phase of acceptance testing. And coming to the stress testing, any guesses what is meant by the stress testing? Any guesses? Okay, so stress testing is, okay, process of, okay, checking with the traffic. That means there is a one application. Okay, they will check the application with 10,000 test cases at a time. Okay, they will check the one particular application with 1 lakh test cases at a time. Okay, they will check the compatibility of the application. Okay, for example, okay, whenever we want to do a tatkal, okay, whenever we want to do a tatkal in the IRCTC, okay, so IRCTC is accepting large number of users at the same time, right? Okay, for example, if you want to, if you want to access your result, okay, but of your, of your graduation in your university website. Okay, at some time the university website got crashed at the time of, okay, at the day of results, because, okay, so lot of customers, lot of students access the same website at the same time. Okay, so there, okay, the particular website is not, I mean, not compatible with that much of stress. Okay, that not that much compatible with the, okay, stress, because, okay, it is not accepting, it is not bearing 1 lakh customers, the database is not bearing 1 lakh customers. So that's why, okay, we have to check stress testing, how much users, okay, our application accepting, how much users, centers of the strength of our application. Okay, so we have to check this. Okay, this is the stress testing. We have to check the traffic, how much traffic, okay, this is accepting, how much traffic our system is accepting. Okay, this is the testing. Okay, these are the different levels and different phases of the testing tools. I mean, testing of an application. So here we are learning, okay, as a developer, we have to perform the unit testing. So that's why we are learning the unit testing by using JUnit. Okay, we are performing the unit testing of an application by using JUnit. Okay, is it clear, guys? Why we are learning we have to perform unit testing. Every module.
Sir, again,
So
your
we
voice is not coming out properly.
now. Okay, yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Is this okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. What's happening with my mic? Hello. Is this okay? But I can't hear you. Guys, am I audible now? Prashant, Priyanshu.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But Priyanshu with 20, not 13. Okay, I think it's fixed. Oh. So I'm saying that. So we have to learn the JUnit to perform the unit testing. Okay. So to perform the module level checking, the module level testing of an application. So actually we are designing different types of applications, right? So we have to check with the applications whether the particular application is working perfectly or not. Okay, whether the application is handling the inputs. Okay, so sometimes in the test cases we are giving some valid inputs. Okay, we are expecting some valid output on the basis. Okay, sometimes we are pushing or we give some invalid data. Okay, then they have to, I mean, that particular application has to raise some exception or some errors. Okay, so we are expecting some errors if you pass a invalid things. Okay, so we have to check, okay, these types of things, okay, when you are designing the applications. Okay, so okay, so from Monday, okay, so as per Ashtosh opinion, so from Monday we can have the discussion on what is meant by JUnit. Okay, how we can do, okay, we can do all these things, we can discuss all these things in the Monday. Okay, so by the Tuesday we can complete the testing. Okay, so from Wednesday, I think on Wednesday we can discuss the concurrent classes, concurrent pattern, all these things. Okay, so by the next week, okay, by the next week probably we can start our preparation with uh, SCJP questions for Capgemini C, I mean interim assessment. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the meanwhile, okay, so you have a 2 hours time till okay. In the meanwhile, so many people didn't complete the project now. So you can complete your project. Okay, you can have a time now. So you'll have a 2 hours of time. In the meanwhile, you can complete the assessment and you can complete the project and send it to me as early as possible. Okay. Send the scores in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay. So if you are having any issues in the project, na, please let me know. Okay, you can ping me in the chat window. Okay, I will be there. But don't leave the meeting. Okay.